Hi, teacher. Good night. This is our classroom. My name is Andrea Mendoza, and my classmates are Michelle Rodriguez and Carla Vega. So our topic is comparative and superlative. We created some classroom. We put some information of this lesson. So this lesson is about comparative more things like faster animal in the world or the most delicious ice cream. Or finally, objective at the end of this unit is that the students we created an imaginary brochure for your city using comparative and superlative to describe the most interesting place and the fun activities. Integrado is a school located in Cúcuta, Colombia. It's offer quality education for preschool to high school. This school is emphasis on English, research and technology, also comprehension development and promotion of research. Methodology or approach using is about task-based learning. This is a teaching method where students learn by doing tasks. They use tools like Google Classroom to receive assignments, work in teams, and receive feedback. Teacher guide students through different stages of each task. This part or topic is comparative and superlative. So it's more information about this topic and some examples that the students can read. And finally, they have a short question. And that's for grammar and uses about videos. We put some videos, and the videos are short, and YouTube are fine and creative. Is about the comparative and superlative, more interesting.
Yeah, and the next thing about the grammar use are the pictures. So we have a 7 picture that explain the topic, the difference of comparative and superlative. We have flashcards that are important to understand the topic and clarify the concepts. In describing place, useful vocabulary, we can see a list of the vocabulary of the comparative and superlative. We can see different type of vocabulary depending on the place. And now the next topic is the vocabulary. We can see the material and the base vocabulary. In the material, we can see a word that can be useful for understand the grammatical theme, the topic that is comparative and superlative. We can see a list of describing place, the difference, the introduction, and the different things that are important to understand. For example, the size, the height, the distance, the age, the popularity, the beauty, and others. This is important to clarify because we can see the different categories that we can put in a comparative and superlative. And we can see the difference of a short adjective and a longer adjective. So for the reason it's important to understand the vocabulary, and we can see the in practice. And we can see the additional vocabulary that are like a street, bar, building, museum, restaurant, show, and other things that are important to understand. In the review concepts and vocabulary, we can see a quiz that we can respond in base of the vocabulary that we saw recently. So it's important to understand first the vocabulary, and after that we can respond the quiz and put the vocabulary in practice. In the word out is activities, for example, a videos, a fun videos are interactive, dynamic, and it's important to the kids to understand the topic because we can see the videos and meanwhile they can practice the topic. The second is the word add activity, but in this one we can use the page or the website word wall. That is a page that are used for games, are designed for games because we can help the student to learn in a fun and interactive way. The student will practice the vocabulary and based on the topic comparative and superlative while playing. These activities are simple and they can enjoy and learning at your own place. So these games are useful for them to study and memorize the vocabulary.
Now we continue with methodology, and here's a concise summary of your explanation. Now we start with the triple FP approach, that is presentation, practice, and production. It's a structure of method for teaching language concepts like comparatives and superlatives with a focus on critical literacy. The first is the presentation. I give you the short way possible to explain that. The first is presentation, and the objective is introduce comparatives and superlatives, their rules and the context. Yeah, we have activities. I use examples, visuals, and videos to explain the form, like ER for comparatives and EST for superlatives, and highlight irregular forms and difference, things like that. And finally, the critical literacy and discuss subjectives, judgments, and the cultural perspectives on comparison. Yeah, that's effective. The objective is guide the students to the comparative and to tell superlatives correctly and control the practice with exercise to focus on all the form that this topic. And in the critical literacy, we reflect on social, cultural, and values in comparison. Yeah. And the third is production. That's the objective, is that let the students apply all these contexts in the real life. Yeah. And with activities like play role, discussions, and creative tasks that the teachers give the students, and ranking pictures, yeah, and planning trips. And the literacy is exploring all the bases and stereotypes of the real life comparison. And this approach combines the language learning, critical thinking, and defense we all understand. The next is homeworks. Yeah. And the critical literacy tasks, students should reflect on how superlatives on comparisons can oversimplify complex ideas and reinforce all these values. Yeah. With easy activities like write and reflect easy, compare two places, people, concepts, yeah, using comparatives and superlatives. And include critical thinking about the language, shapes, and perceptions. And the example is like compared to country, you and superlatives, and reflect how the language influence your view on this concept. And the last one is the feedback. Yeah, all these lessons highlight correctly used that covers and discussion with critical literacy reflections. Emphasis in how the language shapes perfection and rules both grammar skills and critical thinking. And finally, with the assessment, we have the first activity, that is that, and it is a comparative exercise with people. Yeah, it's compare two things and look the series of images, the famous landmarks. Yeah, and compare using simple comparatives like which is taller, Mount Everest or the Eiffel Tower, and create a short story about the travel of your dreams and explain why place you choose and better than others. Yeah, using comparatives. And some tips after before you send your work. The next activity is one activity. We have recommendation for the students, and the first is read, review all the videos, books, and material that the teachers give, and open the document and complete the stages. So easy way is like describe one place, one specific thing, things like that. It's pretty cool. And the last one, the last activity, is this. We have to take some review and video material, like I said, and explanation and example. Yeah. And say the student, don't worry if you try and you make mistakes in the practice, always make perfect. So we have used all the comparatives, the superlatives, and drawing. Yeah, it's an activity that you're drawing. And we have one activity that you're superlative. And I give the students some two videos to some review. And so that's all the segment. And thank you for watching this video.